Dear Vlad, if I was your father, you'd be good at math. Invading Ukraine? Come on, man. I would have whipped your ass. I just think it's f***ed up how you didn't stick to class. You could have been a doctor or a lawyer. KGB, what the hell is that? I seen you all over the TV, which they say is bad. They say you really Putin on the show. That joke was whack. Anyways, I hope you see this, man. Hit me back, just a chat. Truly yours, your biggest fan. This is Dad. Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while, but welcome to the 15th episode of the Jake and Kevin Show.
It's showtime.
I have a plethora of knowledge.
I don't think so.
Drake?
Jake, hit him with that freestyle.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Drake!
You're not listening hard enough.
You guys, you're still in the dream. Yeah, I guess you guys... Well, okay. If you're watching the YouTube, and you see, like, alright, something's different. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. You see I got my green on. Very festive, very green. Anyway, if you guys are watching the video podcast, you see that I got my green on. You see something's different. You see, that's weird. There's only one video today. That's right, because it is just me. It is just Kevin. Today, it is the Jake and Kevin Show hosted by Kevin. The special guest, Kevin. Oh, hey, Kevin. Oh, thanks for having me on, Kevin. Dude, you kidding me? This is such a pleasure. Like, I love being here. Oh, dude. I'm a huge fan of the show. I don't know. I forgot which Kevin was Kevin. Anyway, let's put that to rest. Anyway, Jake's on sabbatical. Jake's got some he's got some other responsibilities, other things that he's got to attend to. So, for this podcast, I know we haven't done one in a while. I'm free balling this one. I'm free solo. Who's solo? Why do we got to free him? Everyone kept saying that for a while. But if you're on the audio podcast, pretend I didn't say that. Just pretend Jake is here, and he's just not. He's very hands off this podcast. This is the hands off Jake podcast. But Jake will be back. Don't worry, guys. Everything's fine. No, I saw everyone tweeting at us. There was so many tweets like, "Hey guys, come back. Hey guys, like, is everything okay between you guys? Like, everything's fine between me and Jake. The band didn't break up. Jake will be back. It's not a huge deal at all. The podcast is coming back full swing. Everything's gonna be fine. All right. This is no big deal at all. It's like, I haven't really spoken to Jake in like a month or so, and like we haven't really done a podcast or even talked about doing a podcast. But like we've gone through. Real fans of the podcast know we've gone through breaks before, so like this is gonna be fine. We're gonna get over this. This will be easy. This is light work for Kevin and Jake. Okay. Don't even worry about it, guys. Don't fret. Do I look worried? So, happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. What'd you guys do for St. Patrick's Day? Got drunk. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's the only thing. St. Patrick's Day? Is St. Patrick's Day the best drinking holiday? What are the best drinking holidays? Off the top of my head, and every holiday's a drinking No. There's holidays specifically set aside for drinking. It's like where it's socially acceptable to get as drunk as possible. St. Patrick's Day is, I think it's like, hey guys, let's all get super drunk. Like that's St. Patrick's Day. And then also it's during spring break, like might be the best drinking holiday. And then Halloween is up there. It's like you got all the festivities, you dress up. Any holiday, yeah. Dress up. The girls are wearing a little bit less clothes. The guys are wearing a little bit less clothes. We're drinking. We're mingling. We're having a good time, you know. Halloween, great drinking holiday. Only problem is, up here in Illinois, it gets a little cold. It gets a little cold around October 31st. So, that's the only thing. Like, but honestly, the cold makes people stronger. I think you need the cold to a certain extent. Not like Alaska, Canada cold, where it's like -20 consistently. But you definitely need a below 0 day at least once a year, just to keep you honest, keep you on your toes, keep you humble. You can't just be none of that garboni, like, I don't know, or like LA where it's like 70 all year round. No, man. Or like that stinks. It can't be room temperature always outside. No, you need to be too hot, you need to be too cold, because that's just what you need. Like, you can't have life too easy. Everything can't be so easy. Whatever. And what were we talking? Drinking holidays. So we have St. Patrick's Day, we have Halloween, 4th of July. That's a good drinking holiday. Like, and I know, oh yeah, well, Thanksgiving, like, I can get hammered on a Thanksgiving. I can get hammered on a Christmas Eve. Like, the problem with Thanksgiving, just Christmas Eve, you're not like, you go to like your family's house for Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and like, it's not a drinking holiday if you have to if you have to go to someone's house and then like drive home or like sleep on the couch there or whatever's going on, or like Uber home. No. Like, St. Patrick's Day is a clear cut. All right, we're going to go out to the bar. We're going to get some Irish car bombs. We're going to drink some green beers. I don't even know if I've ever seen a green beer. But we're going to do the whole nine. We're going to drink some Irish stuff. We're going to talk in an Irish accent. I don't even have it. Never mind. Forget it. Boom. Halloween. Dress up. And it's like almost like watch this. Put on some sunglasses for the video podcast, guys. I put on some sunglasses. Completely different person. Who knows what I could do? I could walk off this set right now. You put on a costume, you put on anything. It's not you. You're detached from whatever actions you have. So, hey, go nuts, right? Like, oh, that wasn't me who got blackout drunk. That was Catwoman. That wasn't me who got blackout drunk. That was John McClane. John McClane. Yeah, so St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, 4th of July. 4th of July is a dangerous drinking holiday because you usually go to someone's house, because it's like a barbecue thing, but everyone's drinking, and then it's hot. There's a pool, maybe you might fall in the pool. It's dangerous. Fireworks. Dangerous, but everyone's drunk. So like when 4th of July is, if we're ranking them, I'd say Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July. Boom, boom, boom. Halloween, just because Halloween's way too fun. There's like too much. You get to get dressed up. There's like festivities. I don't know. There's like those little spooky like skeleton cups. There's a little spooky candy bowl with the hand. Halloween's just a great holiday. It's a great time, and then you drink. And then St. Patrick's Day is just like you just drink, but it's like, but everything's green, but it's still fun. It's like Halloween light. Yeah, what are some other, if you guys can think of some other drinking holidays, let me know. Like, your birthday? No. Birthday's not a holiday. Blackout Wednesday? No. It's not a holiday. What do you guys think about going out? No, I mean, so I was gonna say like, oh, what do you guys think about going out on the holidays, like Blackout Wednesday or St. Patrick's Day or like, I don't know, Halloween or whatever, like going out to a bar because like it's gonna be so busy. It's gonna be packed. But you're like, yeah, we're gonna go out. But then I was thinking, all right, and like, if you like going out to bars, you like when it's packed, and that's just plain and simp. Unless you going out to these like the dive bars and like you're just like you just want to like sit at the bar stool and just like watch the muted TV and just like throw back a couple of Miller High Lifes and just, I don't know, maybe throw in a couple words to the guy next to you, throw in a couple words to the bartender. If that's your style, boom, perfect. Like you go to like a sports bar, whatever. But if you're going to like one of those like loud bars and like there's usually a good crowd there, and then you're like, oh no, I'm not going there because it's St. Patrick's Day. Nah. What? That doesn't make any sense. Like it's either none of you either like no crowd or you like a crowd. There's no such thing as a middle crowd. No, that's dumb. I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in that one bit. You know what else I don't believe in? Leprechauns. You're floundering. Usually I can fill this dead air in with a co-host. I'm just kidding. He'll be back though. Like, this is a one-time thing. Kevin's gonna do a solo podcast for trust me, guys, we're back. This is like the return of the Jake and Kevin show. Emphasis on the Jake and Kevin show. Yeah, so to put a bow up and all that, I went out the weekend before. So I went out last weekend to a bar crawl in Wrigleyville. It was fun. We hit up all the spots. All the typical Wrigleyville spots. Yeah, it was fun. It was stupid. It was just a typical thing. Like, yo, hey, yo, that mess was out of line, yo, bro, yo. The city's expensive. It's muy Oh no, that's not. I don't remember my Spanish. City's expensive, man. Anyway, forget it. But yeah, it was a fun time in general. I mean, like, you get the tab back every now and then. It's a little disheartening because you're like, and then you got to calculate the tip, and you have to like think about like, oh, how many drinks did I have? Like, I know the tab right here is $200, but I had 4 drinks. So what is that, $4 tip? It's $1 per drink, right, or something like that? Who knows? No, I tip good. That was just a joke. If any. Peanut butter chocolate smoothie, protein smoothie. That my sister got for me. I keep it very real on this podcast. I only say exactly the cold hard facts. I know everything that I'm talking about. I know 100% is accurate, except for what I just said there. I tip very well. That was a joke. I'm a very good tipper. Listen, my tips are huge, all right? Listen, my tips are huge. Lost it. But yeah. St. Patrick's Day was fun. You know what I did notice? So, on several occasions, and I kind of caught on to it. I didn't at first. On several occasions, girls would come up to me or like our group and like, oh, let's hear your guys' Irish accent. And it's like, okay. I mean, I'll hit them with the Irish accent if I want to, but I'm not your little like rodeo clown. I don't. But that's what I first saw, and I was like, it's St. Patrick's Day. Let your guard down. There's like, it's the Irish holiday. And then I'd hit him with it. I'm not gonna hit him with you guys. That time has passed. But I'm good with accents. All right. I'm good. I know the differences. My Irish accent is different from my Welsh accent, which is different from my Liverpool accent. And then there's London. Forget about it, all right? And I can throw a Scottish in there. Boom. They're all different. There's all sections. And then I realized that they were asking me to do like an Irish accent, and I would say something top of the morning to you. And then they couldn't even do an Irish accent, but they could do the one thing that every girl can do, and everybody knows, that is an English accent. The old-timey, like, typical, whatever, Victorian English accent that every girl... This is exactly how I feel. I love accents and impressions, but for the most part, when I bust out an accent, when I bust out an impression, it has a purpose. It's not just so I can show people that I can do it, or like that I think that it's good. Did I just... Forget it. But like, if I wanted to, like, let's say, I don't know, I wanted to like hit a punchline and like really punch something up, maybe then I'll bust out an accent or an impression. Boom. It's like, and it like makes sense with it. Like, I don't know. Like if I was saying something like about like if I was, so if I was like talking about like dishonoring my family, maybe I would talk in an old Japanese samurai style accent, maybe a Mr. Miyagi type thing, and that would make it funny because it's like, okay, it's like, oh, I've dishonored my family. I say that normally. It's not as funny, but if I do an accent with it, it levels it up. I think it's almost like what I've noticed is that girls will throw in an English accent in the second half of their sentence, even though it isn't like a punchline, and they think that it's leveling it up because they're like saying it with an accent, or they're like answering with an accent. It's like weird and quirky, and I get it. Honestly, it's pretty fun because like it is kind of weird and quirky, and it's like cool, but everybody that I talk to, it's like they have to work in the English. It's getting overdone. It's overdone. We got to start, girls, you got to start coming with some new stuff. All right, I've heard it all. Hello there. Oh, I don't think so. Come with some, maybe throw an Australian in there. That's challenge. Do your best English accent, and then immediately after the next sentence, try to do an Australian accent. It's impossible. Or vice versa. Do an Australian accent, then immediately try to switch into an English accent. It is impossible. Once you have one in your head, you need a buffer. You need a palate cleanser. You need whatever the equivalent is of the ginger, like a dialect ginger, to clear your palate, because you won't be able to do it. But yeah, girls how about Japanese, Chinese, Indian? That'd be cool if you throw in an Indian accent in there. I don't know. I just feel like the English thing is like overplayed, and it's not really being, or like yeah. Next, with the English accent, save it, okay? I don't need it anymore. It's done. Another trope from this weekend: doors, wheels. Doors versus wheels. I'm not on the TikToks, not on the Instagrams or the Facebooks or the Twitters, and I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a TikTok thing, but I know there's a thing like, oh, like I'm not on the TikTok, but I'm on Facebook, and then I watch all of like the Instagram reels that are copying the TikToks, and it's like trickle down. So it's like trickle down memeage. I'm not part of that ecosystem at all right now. So I didn't know about this doors versus wheels thing until this past weekend. And it was so stupid. I mean, I really liked it because people had a very strong opinion about something that did not matter at all. And that's very cool. I like when people have strong opinions about things that don't matter. And I like, it definitely challenged some people to think outside the box. The people that came with the same arguments over and over again, I could tell that that was just the recycled opinions of online. But like the people that came in with like the bangers, like somebody said, like shopping cart wheels. Like I never thought of that. Or like, yeah. So we're talking about cars, right? Like cars have 4 wheels, and however many doors your car has. If it's a coupe, is that a car term? Sedan, a limo, butterfly doors. But then someone said steering wheel, and it was like, oh, boom. Does that count? Because now cars have 5 wheels. So all the amount of wheels that you thought cars had, add an extra 1 to each one of those. Boom. So that's a lot of wheels. But then, I mean, doors are doors and doors, you know? What's a door? I don't know. But anyway, we came to the conclusion that it's very stupid and who cares? And it's like, you know what it is? And I just thought of this right now. It's one of those things that's very fun to talk about with people you like talking to. So if you really like talking to somebody, you can argue about something very stupid like doors versus wheels. However, God forbid you get into this conversation with somebody that you don't like talking to, because then it turns into a fun, lighthearted scream match, because arguing is fun. Arguing, debating, yelling at each other, getting in fights is fun, but you have to care and you have to love the person that you're arguing with. If you don't like the person, then it's no longer fun and it sucks. So we do. This podcast gets all the hard-hitting issues, guys. And some of you may be thinking, I don't really like this episode. Jake will be back, okay, guys? It's not a question. So don't, like, this is just like a hold me over, a little tide me over. Jake, I mean, me and Jake are, like, have been emailing each other. Like, we'll get it in the works, and we're going to be back, okay? Everything's going to be fine. Yeah. So, I lied. I was just thinking about this and I lied. I said I didn't have the social medias, the social meds, the SMs. I do. I have Snapchat, and that's like one of my only little things where like I can get a somewhat glimpse into the world, and with not like, okay, it's like just with my friends, but the little swipe over page with the stories, and it shows you all of the Garboni, like the super extra clickbait junk. I said Garboni. ADHD's kicking in. All the little story junk that's horrible. And like, I once spent I was going to say an hour, but that's not true. Like probably 15 minutes going through each one I saw and just hitting bloop, holding it down, and then hide this content or whatever it says. And I did that for 15 minutes straight and then refreshed it. And then there was still a million things. Like, who's making all of these Snapchat stories, and like how much are they getting? Is that good money? Because that, like, I would do that. I could churn out like 17 of those a day. It's essentially nothing. What it really is like 4 seconds of like footage with like some like overlaid text and like some flickers, and then all you really need is like the clickbait cover. So what I was really getting to is what I saw recently was one, and it said like no, Emily Ratajkowski. Emily Ratajkowski. That's her name.
Drake.
What did it say? Emily Ratajkowski. I mean, I essentially know what it said, but I don't. Okay. It didn't even say her last name because her last name is 17 letters. Emily Rada, but it says M Rada, but it's implied. Emily Ratajkowski claims Robin Thicke was inappropriate. And then I'm assuming, I didn't click on it, but it was for TMZ, of course. Like that's all there was. Like was inappropriate, and then I assumed like, oh, it's for the Blurred Line music video. And also that's what the song was about, so no
Drake.
no duh. Like dadoy, that's like but also like it sucks that he was inappropriate. Like I don't know what he did. I don't know. I think this is like an old this is probably old too, but I just thought of this now, but wow, Robin Thicke was inappropriate. No duh. Like that's what the song is about. Like the guy, like you just look at him, you know. Like that, like he wasn't even. That wasn't even really a song, and he wasn't trying to like hit the number one. And he's not even a singer. He just like made that was like a funny like voice message he sent to like his friends that he thought was funny, but that's how he actually felt, and then like it turned into Blurred Lines. But this is not what I wanted. This is not the point of the story. The point of the story was the picture that they used for Emily Ratajkowski was unbelievable. And right now I want you guys to picture the most clickbaity Emily Ratajkowski picture. Okay. You guys are picturing it? All right. So I'm going to guess that you guys are picturing her in either like a tight dress, just looking scrumptious. Either that, or you're picturing her in like a bikini or a swimsuit. Okay. And you're wrong. And that's not the most clickbaitable picture of Emily Ratajkowski. And I'll tell you what is, because this is what they used. It's her laying on her bed, taking a picture, taking a picture off a mirror of herself, you know, with the, wow. And her foot, it was behind her up in the air, and it's just her foot. And, I mean, she's got a nice foot, as far as I can tell. She's got a good-looking foot. But, I mean, yeah, and if I haven't put it up already, I'll put the picture up for the video people. But her foot is just so gross and dirty. Like she was just like walking around her house for like it's about 2-3 p.m. and she's been walking barefoot around her house all day, and then she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a cute mirror selfie. And then she like took the picture, and it just showed her dirty stinky foot, and she's like, I don't care. Does she have an accent? Ratajkowski? I don't care. I don't. It's probably not Russian. Speaking of Russia, and that's all the time we have, folks. So, oh no, what? Okay, we have one more segment, guys, and then we got to get out of here. We're going to do a new segment called. We're going to do our new segment called, that me and Jake like to call, No Knock Advice. but right after these messages.
Alright guys, welcome to What's News with Kevin. Let's get you some news. US VP Kamala Harris swung by Poland and Romania last week to address the unrest in Eastern Europe. Harris passed the word to Poland to scramble their jets, which some found odd considering the missiles she's carrying. All the while, Russia continues to airstrike the dog out of Ukraine. Authorities say this is the worst bombing experienced by unsuspecting civilians since they tried picking up those girls. Yeah, that was this past weekend. And by the way, Julia, I don't have girl hands. You just got some mitts on you. In other news, countries around the world are using the Russia-Ukraine debacle to smokescreen their own agenda. On Saturday, Saudi Arabia carried out the largest mass execution since 1980, forever sleeping 81 convicts. To do the math for everyone at home, that's 5,832 virgins. Good luck filling that order now that Pepe Le Affreux, better known as Jean-Luc Brunel, got Epstein and Ghislaine is locked up tighter than a... Speaking of locked up, China recently ordered 51 million of its citizens back to lockdown amidst another COVID surge, probably from all those pesky Chingy concerts. In all seriousness, if there's another outbreak from China, I don't know what will be higher, the gas prices or the number of Mr. Miyagi's getting sucker punched in the streets. That is alright, Deshaun Watson, son. No more getting waxed off at the Sunny massage parlor. What's that? He got off? Yeah, he did. Anyway, that's been What's News with Kevin. Now get back to that sad excuse for a podcast.
Alright guys, we're back with no knock advice, and no knock advice it's pretty self-explanatory. It's me and Jake and I mean, Jake's not here today, but he will be here eventually. I mean, the last podcast of Jake has not been seen yet. It hasn't been recorded yet because Jake eventually will be back on the show, guys, okay? Stop worrying. But anyway, no knock advice is pretty self-explanatory. It's where me and Jake haphazardly, unplanned, and unwarranted go on the internet and look for people seeking advice and boom, hit them with some good, cold, solid advice. And honestly, we're probably not going to send it to him, and we'll see. We'll see how, because like we don't give it advice out for free. If you guys want real advice that we'll actually send to you, join our Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. All right, first one, and this is on. I just went on Reddit r/advice. First one. My parents nearly killed my sister and are forcing her to raise a baby by herself. This guy should work for... Killed my sister. This guy or gal should work for Snapchat. That's a very clickbaitable title. And obviously because I clicked on it. I haven't read it yet. We're getting into this together, right, guys? I'm 25, male. That's something I've noticed. So I'm very new to Reddit just because I was looking through Reddit just to grab these things. But isn't that strange? I don't know if you guys are Reddit frequenters. The only time I get on Reddit is when I have like, how do you get the microwave clock to turn back 1 hour, turn forward an hour? And then like the first link, if it's a Reddit forum, like people are just like, well, no, actually microwaves are scrambling your whatever. But the format, like you introduce yourself with like bracket, your age, and then like your sex, is so weird. Like a Craigslist post, for sex. It's just weird. Like whatever. I'm 25, male, and I haven't seen my immediate family in person in a few years since I live with my wife out of state. And if I'm reading weird, guys, it's because my screen's really far away and this text is really, you know what? And the text is really small. And it's not because I'm a bad out loud reader, because I'm a very good out loud reader. It's very well known that I'm a very good out loud reader, okay? Everybody knows this. Everybody's seen this. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a very good out loud reader, so don't worry about it. I live with my wife out of state. Yesterday I was over to visit when I walked in to my sister's 15 female. I might skip this one. Room and saw her in bed with a newborn baby in a crib against the wall. She looked miserable and weak. Mean. And when I asked ask what happened. I'm reading exactly. I read it. Happened. She breaks down and hugs me, saying that she was assaulted by a friend and got pregnant. Our parents refused to let her abort, and she nearly died in labor. They have barely helped her with the baby, and she doesn't want to be a parent. She wants to give it up for adoption, but they won't allow it, but also refuse to help her take care of it. I want to help her in the situation and feel bad for not being there for her in these last few years. And then I'm guessing, like, your question is, like, what should I do? Well, we got heavy on the first one. Do you and your wife want a kid? 25. I don't know. Do you? Yeah, me and my wife out of state. Yeah, do you guys want a kid? Help her out. I mean, I don't know what your living situation is, but immediately I think, like, okay, well, just have her come live with you. But yeah, that stinks. I don't really know what the laws are, but so if you're under 18 and you have a kid, you're not allowed to put your kid up for adoption. You're not allowed to get an abortion or put your kid up for adoption unless your parents say so. That kind of stinks. Man, bad parents stink, dude. It sounds like you kind of had miserable parents, and like they're punishing her because like they were probably in a similar situation where they didn't want to have kids, but they had them, and they're like, you know what? Well, now, hey, how's she gonna learn? How's she gonna learn that kids suck unless she has a kid? Yeah, that really stinks. Wow, that hit all of the aspects. Sexual assault, abusive parents, underage, not underage sexual assault. It's unclear. Obviously, what you have to do is you have to separate your sister's child from her and send it to some sort of assassin's boarding school where it will grow up learning how to be a spy / assassin. Hey, it's not going to be easy to find this school, but I guarantee it does exist. And then what you need to do is, and this is 100% sincere advice, then what you need to do is right before your sister's child graduates from this assassin school, you need to kill your sister and make it look like your enemies did it and unleash the child onto the world. That was easy. Next.
Drake?
This is a long one. Okay, I'm going to read the title. I'm not going to... He has a lot written. My 20-year-old male best friend. 20 male. Okay, now that format didn't make sense. So they're both 20 males. I mean, that's obvious, but... like, this guy doesn't even know what's going on either. So, two guys, best friends, both 20-year-old males. My 20-year-old best friend seems like he's into me. I'm gay. And you're gay, and you're struggling to get over feelings that you have for him, but you can't stop thinking he likes you back. Yeah, a lot of like question. I mean, the rest of it's so long, guys. I like when okay, I just skipped in. It says, we always have these arguments when we're not actually fighting, but one of us will act mad at the other and I always let him have the upper hand because I like when he tells me to, okay, dude. Likes when he tells me to be quiet and calls me good.
Drake!
He also always says he's going to fight me and just brings up fighting me a lot in general. Okay, well, I think you just have to tell him how you feel because I have a feeling it's going to work out. I mean, in the short term, not in the... who knows what'll happen in the long term. It says he knows that I'm gay. He knows that you're gay, dude. Can't trick me, guy. What's his name? U/Egyptian River. Okay. It's just so confusing. It really seems like he's bi and wants me to be his... Okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Just tell him how you feel. I mean, who... Just get it over with. I think... I mean, yeah. I mean, it would just be so... I mean, it seems like you guys have a pretty close relationship. He's told me many times before that he's my master. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cut and clear. Pretty straightforward. Well, not. No advice needed. Just go for it, man. All right, last one. Just a high thought I realized about myself. Is this normal? Just a high thought I realized. Oh, okay. Just a marijuana thought I realized about myself. Is this normal? I live with anxiety every day. For years, focusing was a very difficult task for me to do. I make many mistakes often, and I'm clumsy as F. What can this be a sign of? I'm really socially awkward as well. It was better at one point in my life, but it's really bad now. I don't like talking much with anyone either. I'm really picky with who I decide to talk to. Some people just have weird energy. I understand a lot of this. The weird part was I make many mistakes often and I'm clumsy as F. What can this be a sign of? Well, I mean, I don't know. You're just hard on yourself. How clumsy are you? Just like, just constantly. Just like you can't carry anything. You just like slip everywhere. I think he meant like, what can the clumsy part is throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie. I make many mistakes often. That seems like you're hard on yourself. I'm clumsy as F. What can this be a sign of? Is so... That's definitely throwing me off. Whoopsie. I don't know. That one's just like you just have bad hand-eye coordination. I don't know what to tell you. Play some catch, play some video games. I don't know what to tell you, man, about that part. But the anxiety part, I have this theory, and it's a working theory. I'm doing some research. I'm the first one to do this study, so everybody's waiting with bated breath for me to find out. But because of the pandemic, because of being locked in, everybody's in social anxiety, social awkwardness, like whatever it is just cranked up just a twinge. Sorry, a little burpy. And yeah, that's probably why you could be noticing. I've noticed it in myself. I've noticed it in literally everybody that I know. It's such a weird thing because like when we were going through like the thick of it, it didn't seem too bad because I was like, I'm like playing video games. I'm on like Discord with my friends. I'm like talking to them pretty much every day, and it didn't seem too bad. But now that like, and it really doesn't seem bad now. I think I'm mostly out of it. But there was a point where I was like, actually no, and it is different for everybody. It's not everybody's not the same messed up. Because I've noticed something in my I will get unexplainably not frustrated. I'm very irritable. Okay. Earlier in the podcast, I said, "Oh, the Doors versus Wheels discussion argument is one of those things where if you're talking with somebody you like talking to, it's fine. If you're talking with someone you don't like talking to, it's miserable and you hate it, and like all you want to do is just scream at that person and just like tell them how much like they suck." My ability to hide my disdain for people has definitely dropped off. And I don't know, maybe that's a part of growing up. Maybe I'm just a crotchety old man now, but sometimes I'm just like, if I'm just like over something, or it's like, dude, who are you? You know, like get lost. But what the heck? My life with anxiety. I don't like talking much with anyone either. I'm really picky about who it. Hey, listen, yeah, like I think that's, and not saying that I've like had like these like hard pressed issues, or that like I suffer from like, and I don't know if I might not. I don't know. I've never talked to anybody about it, but I don't think I do. But one thing that I've noticed, like when I like really sit and think about how like I'm feeling, or like for me, I have these problems, I sort of think about it, and then I realize that like, oh, like I'm sure I come to the conclusion that like everybody has these problems, because like I said, like I've noticed like these small like little ticks and tweaks and anxiety in everybody, and now I'm really just going I'm just full. I'm going off the rails right now, but yeah, when you like really sit and think about yourself and like all like your like little quirks and things and stuff like that, you realize that if you think about it, like everybody has that, which kind of hurts, because then like sometimes like, at least for me, I would think like, oh, like that's like makes me cool. That's what makes me special, because I have all these like weird things. But then you realize like, oh, everyone's going through it. So it kind of stings because you're not unique. But then it's kind of like a, okay, well, everyone's going through it, you know. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, it's good that you have some people to talk to. It says like you don't really like talking with much like. With a lot of people, I'm really picky on who I decide to talk to. Some people just have weird energy. Some people do have weird energy. It's like if there's weird energies that like they just don't mix. Sometimes somebody has the same energy as you, but it's just not. Getting nerdy here. It's the same. You're on the same wavelength, but the it's offset. It's offset by, 90 degrees. So it's actually canceling each other out. So it's a complete train wreck. It's like oil and water. Does not mix. But yeah, we're kind of petering to an end here. So I'll leave you guys with some closing remarks. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Really tried my best here. Just kind of filling in. Little buffer episode. But yeah. Me and Jake should be back in the swing of things. Jake will be back. This is not the official death of the Jake and Kevin show. The Jake and Kevin show will return in full swing, as goofy and funny as ever. We got some good bits planned. We got some good segments planned. We're going to be hitting things full swing. We're going to maybe have some cool guests on. So this is by no means the death of the Jake and Kevin show. Yeah, so I'm Kevin, your host, and this has been the Jake and Kevin show with me, Kevin.